Hi guys, welcome back to my channel and to this video, which is my monthly top 3 bottom 3 for May. Let's start with the bad news. First product this month is actually a tool, and it is the Real Techniques Miracle Complexion Sponge. I just had in my empties for the month my original Real Techniques sponge, and it was a favorite for sure. I liked it, but it had gotten old and it was starting to shed foam on my face, so I tossed it. And this is not the same as that sponge. This sponge has been washed several times, and even when it's fully expanded, this is still hard as a rock. It is not at all like my original Real Techniques sponge. Please let me know down in the comments if you have experienced this with any recent purchases of the Real Techniques sponge. This is not soft enough to sort of get in the crooks and crannies of my face and really apply my makeup in the way that it needs to be. So how I've been using this is as a blotting sponge, and I do not expand it or dampen it at all. I keep it here at my vanity, and throughout the day, if I have any excess oil, I just go and use this and press it and absorb those oils. Then I use the e.l.f. Daily Brush Cleaner, give her a spritz to sanitize, and put it back in my little dish with my other sponges, and it's ready for next time. Of course, I'm still washing it like I wash my other sponges, but that's how I'm trying to make it work when it doesn't work for the purpose that it was intended. Woo! Next is a product from BoxyCharm. You do occasionally, if not monthly, hear at least one fail from BoxyCharm, but I'm not bashing BoxyCharm. I pay the subscription price because I like trying new products, and this was one of them. I was happy to try. It just isn't, again, working for me in the way I intended to use it. And it is the Vintage Smoky Eye Pencil in the shade Jet Black. This is what it looks like. It's your typical sharpenable eyeliner, and it is black. It is very creamy and soft, very much like a gel eyeliner formula. But herein lies the problem. When I use this though, it immediately transfers onto my lower waterline, which is not what I'm looking for. If I do put anything at all on my lower waterline, I always go for a nude. It just makes my eyes look more open, and that's my preferred way. However, this transfers immediately. It gets down into my tear ducts. It just doesn't look nice, and it doesn't function the way that I need it to. So for me, unfortunately, this was in the bottom 3 this month. Next is a product from Avon, and again, I love Avon products. I do tend to inherit quite a few of them, as somebody in my family does sell Avon. And again, I like this brand mark that they have sort of under the umbrella of Avon now, but this is called the Crushing on Coconut Hand Cream. And there's a couple things that just aren't working for me in terms of this product. Number one, I don't prefer the smell. I love coconut scented products. However, this smells like a coconut baked good, and I'm not really into that. I'm not into really the food smells especially for body care. So the other problem with this one is it does leave quite a greasy film on my hands after application. It just never seems to fully absorb in my hands, and that's not ever something I'm looking for in a hand cream. I'm always on the fly if I'm using hand cream, and I need it to absorb quickly so I can get back to doing things on my phone or what have you without leaving a grease trail behind me. So I think how I'm going to try and make this product work for me is to use it up as a foot cream, which I can always use. So that's the last downer for the month. Now, I have decided from here on in, I'm going to mention or give you guys an honorable mention each month of a palette that I've really been enjoying. And this month, the palette that I have surprisingly been enjoying very, very much is my Naked 3 palette from Urban Decay. This is my Pan That palette, hashtag Let's Get Naked pan project with the Pantastic Ladies, who will be linked down below as always. But this month I have actually really been enjoying this and have discovered a new favorite look that I like to do with this palette. In my most recent update for Pan That palette, which I'll link up in the cards for you, I had decided on 3 shades that I wanted to concentrate on this month, and they are Burnout, Nooner, and Factory, and I actually have been using them quite a bit. I've been putting Nooner in the crease and then blending it out with a blush that I am panning, or this light pink shade called Limit. And then I take Factory and put that on the outer 1/3 of my lid and just a tiny bit up in the crease to deepen it up. And then I've been taking this shade Burnout on the inner 2/3 of the lid, and I just love that look. It is what I'm wearing today. Again, I blended out the crease shade with a blush, so you see that warm pink in there? That is not in this palette, but I really like this look. I've just really been enjoying it, which is great. Next is the top 3 for the month, and I am very excited to show you these products. The first product in the top 3 this month for May is from the brand Earth Therapeutics, and it is a tea tree oil gentle foot peel with alpha hydroxy fruit acid complex. This is what it looks like. This stuff is kind of freaking amazing. My neighbor had turned me on to this. I am loving this. I have the worst time with dry, cracked heels. Because of living here in Colorado, it is essentially desert-like. It's very, very dry here. And no matter how much foot cream I put on, whether I put socks on and let it soak in at night, whatever I do, I feel like I never fully have a handle on the skin on my feet. So I was really, really impressed by this. It does say that it is safe enough to use on a daily basis, which I have been recently. The cool thing about this is that it is a creamy substance that has little to no scrubby in it. Nothing, no microbeads or anything like that. But as soon as I started putting this on my heels, I immediately could feel that it was getting gritty, and it was the dry skin that really, really liked this product. So I highly recommend it, and I'm going to try and link it below for you. Next is a product that was new for me this month, but I did use it for an entire week exclusively because I'm testing it, and it is the Tarte Amazonian Clay waterproof bronzer in the shade Park Ave Princess. This is the mini. I did receive this for Mother's Day in the new Sephora Favorites kit. Anyhow, this is the Park Avenue Princess bronzer. This is a shimmery bronzer, but as it gets closer and closer to summer, I've been going more and more without foundation, and I think that is an ideal time to go with a shimmery bronzer. This is what it looks like. It's just so pretty. I can attest to the waterproof aspect of it. I mean, through sweating and whatnot, I definitely felt like it stayed on my skin. But I haven't had my kids like hose me down or anything to try it out, but I just really enjoy this shade. I think it's very easy to use and apply. A little goes a long way. It is buildable, but you can also, I think it's versatile because it is buildable. You can go in real lightly, or if you're a bit more pale, or you could really build it up to whatever skin tone that you're working with. So I do recommend that one, and it is a favorite of my bestie as well, and she has good taste. So, and then the last thing for this month that is in the top 3 is actually been a favorite for quite a while, and I had to go back and double check on my list on my phone to make sure I hadn't mentioned it before in a favorites, because I was very surprised that I hadn't, and that is the Marc Jacobs Velvet Noir Major Volume Mascara. And again, I got this in a Sephora favorites box. This was the hashtag selfie box. This is a deluxe sample size. Things that I love about this mascara, this has really and truly become my favorite mascara for a lot of reasons. But number one, this is a long-lasting mascara in terms of how long the product actually lasts. I'm going on 5 months using this, and it does have a 6-month shelf life, they say. And I'm guessing, I would put money on the fact that that is true, especially a deluxe sample. I mean, I keep expecting, it's like every time that I pull it out, I'm like, oh, today's gonna be the day that it's dried out, and it's not. And the other things that I really love, I'm gonna show you the wand. Duh. It's very similar to me to the Better Than Sex wand. It is very bristly, and it's almost like an hourglass shape where it's pinched in the center. So I like the wand on it, but I also really like the formula. I don't know how well you'll be able to see, but it is what I'm wearing today. This is one coat, and I almost feel like it is so good that it makes my lashes look false in a totally good way. This stuff is amazing. Now, full disclosure, I do not use this on my bottom lashes, but I always just use the CoverGirl Clump Crusher for my lower lash line. Just like Emily Noel 83, it has become a ride or die for me. So that's all for the month of May for my top 3, bottom 3 products and a palette. So I hope all your makeup days are beautiful makeup days, and we will see you in the next one. Bye!
Yeah. Anyway.